Hey friends, welcome to Giggle Galaxy Podcast, and thank you for choosing to spend a little time with me today, because I know your life is full and busy and sometimes chaotic, so the fact that you're here listening means a lot. Today, I want to talk about something that seems so small and harmless on the surface, but carries this heavy emotional weight whenever it comes out of our mouth, and that is the word no, especially when it is spoken by someone who has spent most of their life saying yes to everyone and everything. Even when their body was tired, their mind was exhausted, and their heart just wanted a moment of peace. I think for a long time, I didn't even realize how much of my identity was built around being available, being helpful, being agreeable, being the person who never caused trouble and never made anyone uncomfortable. Because deep down, I genuinely believed that being liked and being accepted meant saying yes, even when every part of me wanted to say no. I used to smile and say yes so quickly that sometimes I didn't even understand what I was agreeing to. But the word came out automatically because I was terrified that saying no would make someone angry or disappointed or annoyed, or worst of all, make them think less of me as a person. And I remember so many moments where I would agree to something, and then as soon as I walked away, I would feel this overwhelming wave of stress wash over me, like I just gave away a part of myself without thinking. And I would think, why did I say yes again? I think the sad part is that nobody forced me to do these things. I forced myself, because somewhere along the way, I learned that my comfort mattered less than other people's approval. And so I sacrificed my time, my energy, my plans, and sometimes even my health, just so nobody would think I was selfish or rude. There was a time when a friend asked me for help with something, and I already had a massive amount of work to finish, and my body was already exhausted, but I still said yes, because I thought that saying no would make me a bad friend. And so I stayed awake until almost 3 in the morning, doing her work and then doing mine. And by the time I finally closed my laptop, I could feel tears running down my face without even meaning to cry. Not because she asked, she wasn't the villain, but because I had abandoned myself again in the name of being nice. A few days later, another request came. Something small, simple, nothing dramatic, but I was already drained, mentally and emotionally, like I had nothing left to give, not even the fake cheerful version of myself. And I remember sitting there, staring at the message, feeling this heavy knot in my chest, thinking, if I say yes again, I am going to fall apart. I wanted to type sure, because that was what I always did, and my fingers literally moved toward the keyboard, almost out of habit, but something inside me, maybe exhaustion, maybe anger, maybe a tiny spark of self-respect, stopped me for the first time. And I wrote, I'm really sorry, but I can't help right now. I'm exhausted. And then I stared at that sentence for way too long, thinking maybe I should apologize again, or explain more, or justify why I wasn't available, because I didn't believe that simply being tired was enough reason to say no. But I pressed send with my heart racing, and my stomach twisted, and my mind imagining the worst. And then I waited for everything to go horribly wrong. And instead, the person responded with, oh, that's okay. Take care. Just like that. Simple, kind, normal. No fight, no guilt trip, no emotional punishment, no silent treatment, no door slamming, nothing dramatic. Just acceptance. Like saying no was not a crime, not a rejection, not a sign of disrespect. Just a normal human boundary. I remember sitting there feeling both relieved and embarrassed because I had spent so many years panicking about something that in reality was so ordinary and harmless, and I realized that the fear of saying no existed more in my imagination than in real life, like a shadow that feels scary until the light touches it. And after that, I didn't magically transform into a fearless boundary-setting warrior. I still struggled, I still felt guilty, I still apologized too much, but little by little, I started practicing small no's, quiet no's, gentle no's, honest no's. Not because I was trying to push people away, but because I was finally learning how to stay close to myself. I said no when I was tired. I said no when I didn't have time. I said no when I just didn't want to go somewhere. And the world didn't end. People didn't hate me. The earth didn't open up and swallow me whole. In fact, something unexpected happened. People started respecting me more because I wasn't constantly available, constantly sacrificing, constantly pretending to be fine when I wasn't. They started seeing me as a person with needs, with limits, with a life, not as this endless source of emotional labor. And I realized something beautiful. The people who care about you don't need you to destroy yourself for them. And the people who disappear when you set boundaries were never really there for you. They were there for your usefulness. Saying no doesn't make you rude. Saying no doesn't make you selfish. Saying no doesn't make you unkind. It makes you human. It makes you honest. It makes you safe with yourself. And if you're listening right now, I want you to think of one moment in your life where you said yes, even though every part of your body wanted to say no, and think about how you felt afterwards. Were you proud of yourself, or were you angry, tired, resentful, or hurt? Let's do a small, slow speaking practice just to help your body learn what your mind already knows. You can whisper it or think it or say it out loud with me. My time is important. My energy matters. It's okay to say no. I don't need permission to rest. I deserve peace. Thank you for being here with me today on Giggle Galaxy Podcast, for listening, for reflecting, for giving your mind and heart a chance to breathe. You don't have to please everyone to be loved. You don't have to sacrifice your peace to be valued. And you don't have to explain yourself every time you choose rest. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is whisper, "No, not today," and trust that the world will not fall apart because you chose yourself. Take care of your heart, treat yourself with kindness, rest when you need to, and I'll talk to you again soon here on Giggle Galaxy Podcast.